So we've just installed the Thesis theme on WordPress, and now we're going to get going and using it. When you start out with Thesis, it's pretty much sort of blank, and this is how it looks. So we have to take it from here and help develop it out. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into our dashboard. This is the dashboard. We're going to kind of make the theme look how we want it to look. So we want to go into Thesis Themes. We're going to go into Site Options. Start there. Take a look at all the pieces here. A lot of this you won't ever really touch. Okay. So the only thing we're really going to look at here is we want to make sure that we have a WordPress nav menu, not the Thesis menu. Okay. The next thing we're going to go into is the design options. And in here, this is where it's pretty important. You're kind of going to go through a lot of these things. So in terms of columns, my original design here is one that really only needs one column. She doesn't really need three. But we're going to need to make columns within that. So I think probably what I'll do is I'll just designate it a 2-column to start. And then I'm going to make this about 600 and this about 280. 380. Actually, let's make this 700. And then we'll make this 280 for a total of around 980. Okay, so now you can choose the column order. We're going to have them always left side content, right side. Narrow column, you can do either way. Then the next thing we want to do is we want to kind of look at some of the things we have going on. We're not going to need to show the site name in the header because we're going to actually upload our own header. And we're going to go into the bylines. All this stuff is sort of stuff you can play around with. You don't really, comments, we're going to disable comments on all pages right now. And we don't want to display a message. And sidebars, I'll show the default sidebar widgets, administration. Okay, we're going to go up here. The next important thing is going into the multimedia box, and we want to just make this a straight page without showing the pictures because we're going to put in our own picture box later. So we're just going to keep it real clean here. In terms of comments and trackbacks, trackbacks are a bit of a problem in spamming, so I tend to turn a lot of that stuff off. Because we don't really need that for this site. So we're going to save this, and then we're going to go into the body, and the primary text color is here. I'm going to pick a color that we're kind of using for this brand. So we have kind of this burgundy color here. And you might want to actually create a sticky note on your computer or some kind of thing that will help you keep track of some things that you're doing on this. So this is her burgundy. And then I'm going to grab her green color that we're using in her design. Okay, so we've got those colors chosen, and we're going to go here. We're going to put that primary link color. Let's put in the burgundy. Okay, and I don't want the text to be so intensely, so I'm going to move it more down to a gray kind of color. I like kind of blue-gray, so I tend to put it more over here. It's a better color, so that'll be kind of our gray throughout the whole thing. I'm going to do a save here, just to kind of save our area. Okay, so let's look at the navigation menu. The color we're using, again, let's grab this gray for the navigation menu, and let's put it in here, because we really want that color to be this. Now these are all the same. I think that actually we probably want to do a burgundy hover. So link text hover there, and the current link text color, so when you're staying on the page. Okay, I'm going to change this to white because we don't want any kind of boxes around it or any kind of hover colors around it. Current parent background color, and then we're going to go this to 0. And pretty much we're just trying to set up all of our colors here. We're not really worried about the font yet, however, I know that I don't want Georgia, so I'm going to just start out with more of a Helvetica kind of font. So let's go look in here for Helvetica. I'll just go with that for now. Okay. Now, if I wanted to, I've got some things I'm going to come back in and change with time here. Oh, sidebar. Yeah, very important. We want all of it to be more of this color. So we're sort of staying away from blacks in this whole site. We just really don't want any black in this site. So we want it to be a little bit softer. So we're going to look back. Here we are. Looks like we have white along the top because we don't have a menu selected. So let's get in here and get our menu going. So we're going to go menu. And we're going to support this primary menu. Save, and this should put a menu in. Okay, so that should give us a menu there. Yep, now we have a menu in. Okay, so now we always want to click there and not actually do the back button because the back button can erase things. So let's go here and we can get rid of some of these lines on the inside of it. Design options. So inside you saw sort of that framework navigation on the inside. We're going to get rid of that. Okay. And now I'm going to put in the header, which is going to be under header image. And I've saved that file under her thing here. So we're going to go ahead and find that file. Okay, and I'm going to click here. And there we have our header. Okay. Now we have an error happening here because at one point I did something funky and I'm not sure what. So I'm going to have to go back and figure out what we did there to get that page back going. But in the meantime, we're going to set the home page to something. So reading. I think that's part of the problem here. We don't have the home page set to anything. So we're going to set the home page to home. And then that's going to clear up our issues there. So go back to the front page. And yeah, that cleared up our issues. So now we've got the default widget. She doesn't really need any widgets on this page because she is going to have a full page. So we can go no sidebars. And by doing that, that will clear the whole page so that now we can put content in that we want. So in this main area, we're actually going to do a combination of a few things. We're actually going to create some columns in here. And so we're going to add a column tool. But we're also going to add a little tool in here that's going to allow us to do a slideshow, so she can have a slideshow swinging through here. But that will be in our next lesson. This is just sort of the first part, so we're going to go over these basics. So what we looked at here was uploading the theme, Thesis, changing some of the design options and the site options there. We uploaded a header image. Then we went in here and we took a look at the menu. I had already had the menu in here, but you would have added some pages and put the menu in, saved the menu, and grabbed the menu. So up here, this gives you the option to create a new menu if you decide you want a different one. The settings allowed us to look at the front page here and to put in what the site is about for the search engines right up here. And then the reading is the other really important part to check out, where we want to give it a static front page and then name what page is going to be the blog page. So that's where we're at here for this, and we'll be back shortly with some more stuff.